I'm shooting flares in the night, gonna catch both your eyes. There's a message I got to deliver. Oh, there's just enough time to make you realize you're on my radar, on my radar. You know I'm going wherever you are. You're on my radar, on my radar. You know I'm going wherever you are. You keep showing on my screen, but I wanna feel your body heat. I gotta show you what I mean. I'm shooting flares in the night, gonna catch both your eyes. There's a message I got to deliver. Oh, there's just enough time to make you realize you're on my radar, on my radar. You know I'm going wherever you are. You're on my radar, on my radar. You know I'm going wherever you are. Wherever you're going, wherever you are, you're still showing up on my radar. Wherever you're going, wherever you are, you're always showing up on my radar. Wherever you're going, wherever you are, you're always showing up on my radar. You're on my radar, on my radar. You know I'm going wherever you are. You're on my radar, on my radar. You know I'm going wherever you
It's Cowboy Hat Night. Today's the 11th of January already, everybody. I'm going to try not to scream into the mic tonight. I'm going to do my partner a service here. I got Cowboy Hat Night. You know that means something special. I don't know what that means. I know that for the last 2 weeks it's been about single-digit degrees, and that's what it is here. No complaining, but it's supposed to get to 30. Tomorrow it's going to seem like spring. I hope you're all well. We got some things going on tonight. I really, last week if you were here, I'll get to you guys in 1 second. I see y'all. If you were here last week, you weren't here last week, you almost missed me toss a monitor. We'll see. Tonight, it's early. I could be tossing a laptop, a monitor, maybe a Stream Deck. You never know. But no, so far so good. I'm going to go through a little demo on a teleprompter app some people have been asking for, and it's something that I have been working on recently for my own self, and have a little fun with that, and maybe some other little surprises, and just check on you guys, see how we're doing already in the new year. And then I'm going to bring my buddy John on. He hasn't felt great the last couple weeks or week or so, but he's here. We'll see how long he can hang in. But John, he's a tough cookie. And so he's here supporting me and the crew and everything that's going on. So I see everybody in chat. That's another new thing here. If you could tell, I've got a new chat thing going on. I'm using vMix Social tonight for the first time. So that's something that I rabbit holed. And we'll see how well it holds up. I've never used it, so I'm not even sure how well this is going to go, everybody. But we got one up, so that's good. Cashew. Sammy, how you doing? How you doing, Sammy? Cashew, just want to welcome you personally in, as well as John Zan. I saw you hanging out there. Again, be patient with me. I'm a newbie on the VMix Social. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're doing it. Happy 2022 from Zan the Man. He's probably either already eaten or the grits are almost on the table. I don't know what's happening out there, but there's going to be a dinner bell anytime soon if I know Zan the Man. And you know what? I know I shouldn't put it up here, but I just want to see my boy. I want to see my good friend John. You know I love John. He's not feeling good, but he's here, and he looks good. He's always a good-looking man. Shay. Shay giving us the howdy. It's perfect. I've got the old hat on for you tonight, Shady. We're going to go do some doctoring on some horses. We're going to, I don't know what that means. I guess we're going to go to Austin and do some picking or something. I don't know what's happening. But so this is a whole new stream for me with the whole new lay of the land. I want to get into that. But right now I think what we should do is take a quick second and bring in our stream bud John, our primary stream bud John. Let me set him up so he knows. John, I'm going to bring you in here, so cough it up, put your pants on. That whole. How you doing, John?
Hi guys.
It's good to see you.
How we doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Been a rough week at my house.
I know it's been real rough because you announced. Was it on my stream? You announced that your wife had got the COVID, and I think we call it the COVID now. And your son was dipping into it, I believe, too, maybe. But the bottom line is, it ran through the house, right?
Everyone, everyone's positive,
At the same time, so that had to be fun for you. Honestly, that had to be.
Yeah, it was a rough week. It still is. My wife is exhausted. My son, he never stops running around, so it didn't barely affect him. But no, he had a fever for a couple of days. Did he? But great to be young, and then
I'm just saying, it is great to be young.
What it is.
John laying out some words already. He had some time to kind of ruminate on some thoughts for us, and he's good to be young. You know what? You're not wrong. TH2, how you doing? So what do you think, John? My VMix Social. What do you think? I got it up and running.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's I'm just I got him running the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a chance because I needed to put more stress on myself after what happened last Tuesday.
You customized it. It looks good.
I did a little customization, playing around with it a little bit.
Yep.
Got my little stream bud off of there. Got the things going on. It's not completely right, but it's, you know what? It's in play. It's working. And I think and what I love about it is the management window or the dashboard. And I don't know if you've had a chance to play with it, but the dashboard is great because it's so much easier to see who's saying what where, but I can actually choose. I can show this later on the desktop, but I love the ability to queue up. Put people in queues and see if I've already put them out there, but also to be able to search. Like you and I have done this before. We're like, hey, what did so-and-so, there was a thread, maybe the Cashew threw out or so-and-so, and I can just put Cashew in there and only her chats will come up and I can see the whole thread in real time. It's a really elegant way of dealing with chats. And so, it's taking me a minute to get used to it, but
I don't like it, but
oh, you don't like it?
That's why I don't use it.
Oh,
no,
okay.
That's why I don't use it. I tried it in the beginning, and for me, it's great if you have like someone running it for you, because then they can queue up all the questions. They can send them to you separately. You could do so much with it.
I agree.
But for a one-man show, I didn't like that I have to go in and click things on and off in that particular. It's like a little clumsy.
I'd say that's the downer of this. And so as I use it, I can see that extra effort that you have to go, and so you have to lay out. I don't know. I mean, and then I think to myself, well, maybe more in a solo stream I would care, but then maybe in a solo stream it would annoy me. It just depends. I think if you have a ton of people, it's kind of bad because you have that, but then it's good because you have the ability to really search and look at things. I agree with you on the queue up. Having somebody
it's powerful,
able to do that, but I agree. So I thought, you know what, I'll play with it, but I see your point exactly about that.
But I like the customization and you can do different. I mean, it looks really good. The only thing that could you imagine if you had like 50 people in here? That would be like, it'd be a little bit more cumbersome. Hi.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I do like the idea how I can really look at how long ago they were on here and really kind of stay in tune with time. But there are some downers, pros and cons to it. We're going to give it a shot and see what happens. It's good or bad. What are you going to do? I'm not going to.
The other thing I like too is like, look how big Vinny's picture is, or anybody's picture that's in there. So you can customize it. Like, if you want to have a bigger picture, smaller.
We definitely smaller on this guy.
That's really cool.
This guy's just way too much.
That's a giant size head.
You get that big head. Well, big brains and all. It's hard to carry around a big brain like that and a small head. It's a lot of pressure.
Must be rough being here.
Oh, Dimebag's here. Darren's up. He's like, look at that big avatar right there. I think I really want to tell him.
Yeah, I saw him streaming today. I actually watched for a little while. I didn't say hi because, I was just in bed laying down and I saw him streaming for a bit.
Well, we're going to touch
He was on for a while.
We're going to touch, Darren, on a teleprompter idea that I have, and we'll see if it works or not in real time. Because nothing always works like you think it'll work, potentially, as we all know as streamers. Look who's here. Who's this? Val. Val, how you doing?
Yeah.
It's been a while. How you doing?
Val?
I don't know. I'm just going with it right now. Val.
He's like, I don't know.
I didn't want to.
That's Aaron's wife.
That's right. Thank you. I knew it was haunting me, and you had to throw me under the bus, but that's okay. Val, he got me. How you doing, Val?
How you doing?
Aaron's been so kind. He was checking up on my little puppy over the weekend who hadn't been feeling well, but he seems to be doing better now. So we're all.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody who checked up on me. Aaron actually checked up on me today. A bunch of people were messaging me and sending me, get well soon and everything. So thank you, everybody.
Val, it's really great to see you. Thank you for stopping and say hi. You want a big head? It's only that hat. My hat's not as big as yours, man. I gotta stretch it out.
It's mostly hat.
It's mostly hat. But again, you want to protect big brains like that. So you want big brims. You don't want that sun baking on you. I lived in Mississippi. I know that heat and humidity from that sun. Okay, so to your point, Darren, on the what's he saying here? I want to use a 24-inch monitor and a proper beam splitting glass. Okay, well, you may have come to the wrong place for that, but no, I'm kidding. I mean, that would be lovely. Now, John, you bought a teleprompter unit that I haven't invested in yet, but I do want to add to what I'm doing here tonight in my little demo. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So, we can talk about that. Brian, bear with me because I'm new to this whole vMix social. Because it is true, like I can bounce them off with a button. But to your point, if I want, it's one extra click because I click on them and then I have to hit send. There might be a way to one click this, but I haven't dug into this stuff. Oh, Daniel, how you doing? Hey guys, I love how big each comment is when you bring it up. Yeah, it's really big right now. And I'm glad to see you up and around and doing better and saying hi and keeping this guy looking fit. Yeah, let me know, everybody. So this is a different way. I'm using vMix Social, bringing you guys in. It is a little bit different, and I like it so far. I customized it just a little. I only had a minute to play.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
I really like what you did with the little stream bud up there and then the color. And like I said, it's kind of cool because, like, say if you want someone's icon to be really big or their avatar, you can play or it doesn't have to be. So
I really got into the vMix, the advanced creator stuff too. So I'm working a little bit more into building my own overlays through there or my own tickers and all that stuff that could be a little more custom. And that's kind of how I fell into this a little bit more. And I'm like, I'm going with it. And, we'll see what happens. But, Vinny, thank you, man.
It's good.
Jeff, the room looks great. The road case and drums are nice touches. Yeah, they were here last week when everybody was busting my chops about being in a cave with Osama. And that was Steve, I think, who was hitting me. Steve got me twice last week. One with the mullet and the other one with being in the cave, I think. No, that was Tommy. I should throw that in Steve.
Tommy.
Yeah. Speaking of which, tomorrow you and I have a interview with Steve on his channel, on the Podcaster's channel. Remember? Or did you forget?
Yes, on Steve Worthy's. Yes.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm like, did you forget? Did you cancel? Okay. So tomorrow we're doing that, and we have the link. We'll drop that in here somewhere.
I shared it in the community tab last Tuesday, and it'll be 7:00 Eastern time on tomorrow.
Yeah, and so Vinny and anybody else who's new and who's here, I am changing this complete studio around, so everything is somewhat in a temporary stage. Making some pretty good advancements. John, I went out and bought like 2 big rolling racks for storage. Boy, I can tell you, those are dreamy. Big fan of that. Yeah, I'm going with it, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. So, before I dig in, let's just refresh ourselves. You've talked about using a teleprompter. Who's using a teleprompter for the
Yes.
recorders here? Anybody? Or if you're not doing this, has anybody used teleprompters in the past? Some of you have, I know, and some of you are looking for that information. Jens, I missed you. I'm sorry. See? I'm sorry. Look how big she looks. She looks amazing. The bigger the head, the bigger the hat.
That's awesome.
It is true. I'm not going to lie to you. The bigger the head, the bigger the hat.
That's true.
I've been wanting to get more. You know what I realized as I went into this? I need, for at least for a little while, I'm going to need a teleprompter. Even with just basic generic stuff, my head gets in my way. I removed so many of the other friction points. I'm not afraid of the camera. I'm not afraid of the editing software. I figured out how to at least do lights okay, you know. And even the sound and music. But what I had made a little video the other day. I've got some new arms for my monitor. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to sit down and just record a little open box video. And I realized, geez, my brain just goes everywhere. I need some kind of structure or bullet points. So we talked about that last week. And so I'm going to give you guys a little demo here in a second. But John, you're not using a teleprompter currently, right? I know Brian's used one.
No, I just buy this stuff. I buy it. It sits in the corner.
closet. It's mocking you from
Yeah.
It's like you bought me, but you are not going to use me.
Someday I will.
I figure Brian has. So, boy, Darren is honest about the teleprompter. I like that. I like his passion. All right, well, I'll get into that then, because I know that you're going to at some point. Again, when you're ready, you'll get your teleprompter on. My biggest hang up with the teleprompter, I mentioned it last week, is I really, really don't. I got frustrated. I have the remote, and you can slow it and speed it up, but I found myself thinking too much, and it didn't feel natural for me. So I started to look for an app that would work with my voice, and I'm testing one out. So I thought I would just test one out with you guys. So the app I found, I put a link down below to the website. It's a Mac OS. It works with Windows, Linux, and you could use the free version. And that's one of my first requirements on the teleprompter idea is I wanted a free version option just in case for everybody. I am going to pay. I'm using their free versions for their suites, which is like $3 a month, $5 a month, which isn't that bad. And then the other one, I wanted a voice tracker if possible, but also with remote control options. And I wanted the ability, of course, to import scripts if I needed to. And we're going to get into that because this one does that and a little bit more. So if you're interested in that, then hang around for 1 second. I'm going to get to that. Aaron, how you doing, Aaron? Your wife dropped in, and I felt bad because, it's good to see you. Thank you for letting us know it looks good. I appreciate that. Dr. Elo. Dr. Elo, yes. How you doing, sir? Nice. I hope 2022 is treating you well. I don't think I've spoken to you since the turn of the year, and it's good to see you. And I'm glad you're here to say hi, man. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, you're not Brown Burgundy teleprompter. So yeah, Aaron, I was wondering. Aaron says I will use a teleprompter until I'm able to speak English. I think that can happen between 2024 and 20. Well, dude, I speak English, and I absolutely need it. So is language the issue here? But I really think you could. I get what you're saying, because I think Aaron actually could do it more without a teleprompter if he didn't have to think so much about that language. I can't even imagine going down that road, like having to speak a second language to make it all work.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dimebag says I have no interest in using the teleprompter for scripts, but to be able to stare right in the camera while in live streaming situations. But I mean, okay, see, I don't see myself using it for live streaming. I'd be curious. So how would you use it in a live streaming situation? So for me, that's not something I would use, but I've heard of other people using it. Maybe they're doing a presentation though, and they need to have a certain structure. So maybe that could be it. Or a certain demo. I can respect that.
Or the other thing is, you could use it not for every word. You could actually use it for
Yep.
bullet points also.
Yes,
So
and
this way you could stay on track with something.
well, you bring
in
up a
the
good
live stream.
point, and I haven't tested this one. We're going to do a little bit of test on that. So here's a couple things about it. First of all, does it work? Does it work when you talk? Does it work when you speed up and slow down? Does it work when you stop? What happens? Does it work if I stop and talk about other things and start back up? Or to John's point, will this teleprompter work if I start skipping words and I want to be a little bit more loose with the structure even, which is what I do. I do a structure and then I start doing it to be a little more loose and not so rigid about it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set up. I'm already set up. I'm going to have to turn this music off. Bear with me. Now what I've done, if you can see, John, I have I took my PSA 1 and I put my camera on it so I can give you guys a bird's eye view of my tablet. So that's how that's going.
There you go.
I've never done that, and because I can't desktop it, we're going to have to, it's not going to look pretty, guys. My camera's a little light. And so I'm going to give you guys this view. I'll show you real quick. First of all, let's just get the setting. Let's set the scene here. Tell me if this works. All right, I'm going to get Darren off for a second, and I'll catch up to you guys. So now this is not going to look great because, focus a little bit on this white with this terrible tablet. This is a tablet. This is an old A1 tablet or something, or Sony's. It's cheap. So it's on a stand, whatever. It doesn't really matter. And this is the app. It's kind of pulled up right now. It's called Prompt Smart. All right. So let's just go through. I'll just do a demo. Go through it. We'll test it out. Okay, here we go. So I have a mouse on my tablet. Makes life a little bit easier here. And I have they're two standard like speeches in here. One was the Winston Churchill, which is the one I'll probably use. I was going to write something funny, but I didn't feel like I wanted to. So let's open this sucker up. So now this app, like anything, I don't want to go too deep into the settings because the truth of it is they're pretty standard. You can change the colors of, the letters and the backgrounds and all that good stuff. The voice track is what you're using. You can set the margins and all the good stuff. So I don't want to get too deep into it. We'll be here forever, and we don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Winston Churchill one. And now you can import scripts in a variety of ways, create a new one. So for example, if I pull up this and I wanted to edit in here, I could bring this up and type. Or a lot of what I do is I'll just sit here and start talking, and hopefully it'll pick up and create a script. There you go. So it'll actually start writing the script for me, and then I'm done, right? So there's a lot of ways to get your scripts in there. I'm not going to necessarily worry too much about it. We can figure that all out, but I just want to do the actual demo of the voice tracker. So here we go. So now when you start this, you kind of want to be quiet. So, all right, I'm just going to read and I'll talk in between. So, turning once again, and this time more generally, to the question of invasion, I would observe that there has never been a period in all these long centuries, I'll stop, of which we boast when an absolute guarantee against invasion, still less against serious raids, could have been given to our people in the days of Napoleon, the same wind, which would have carried. So I can speed up, and it follows. Let's just skip ahead. The Channel might have driven away the blockading fleet. There was always the chance, and it is the chance, which has excited and befooled imagination. So it works pretty well. I'm hoping you're able to see that on your end. Okay, John? Give me
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. So now we can skip ahead on there. Like if I skip words, many continental tyrants, many are the tales. We are assured that novel methods will be adopted, the originality of malice, the ingenuity. So I can skip words even, and it will go down and find those words, which is great because that allows me to be a little bit looser. Now, I will say I would normally have this tablet in portrait, and I'd probably shrink the font a little bit, but I didn't want to make it too small for you. And there were some configuration issues for me with my logistics, so I left it in landscape mode. So don't get lost into that so much.
Just to give you an idea when you're reading.
Yeah, this is more, there's always personal ways we want to use these things. And I realize it's a little. I just noticed how kind of dark it is there. I apologize. Maybe I can bump up a little bit here.
It's not bad. You can see the words, and that's what's important.
Yeah, so you're seeing the highlights, and then above it and below it, I see more words than you probably are through the opacity, the border. But this is the highlight where we're supposed to read. Let's see if it'll continue. Which are enemy displays. We may certainly prepare ourselves for every kind of novel stratagem. So you get the idea. You speed up, it speeds up. You slow down, you slow down. So
I can't tell you how happy I am that you're going over this, because I found this app a week ago or so, and I was like, I just had it saved to go look at, and I wanted to go look at it, and I'm like, is that the same one? And it was, and I was like, this is awesome, because this is a great, it is definitely a well-known and a good app that a lot of people do use.
Yeah, this one's been around, and I just haven't played with it. I've been really wanting to. I saw Darren made a comment about he'd like to see more lines. You absolutely can set this up. I think that no idea is so outlandish that it should not be considered. And so, again, you can start and stop, and there once in a while it will pick up a word and flex up on you. But man, I'm really shocked at how well that works.
So is this is monthly, or can you pay straight out?
It's monthly. You can pay yearly and save like $36 a year. I believe, or you can pay $2.99 a month actually, so $3. But I think I went for the $3.99 version. Now here's the thing: you can use the free version just fine. The only limitation on the free version is they give you a 3-minute script read, and then you have to restart it. Now, if you do this right, who cares? So it maxes out at 3 minutes. You hit the play button, it'll continue. So it just depends, if you really want to deal with that. I think for something that works this well,
right.
I don't have a problem. I'm like everybody else. I'm tired of getting nickel and dimed, but for things that really work and solve a friction point for me,
exactly.
I don't have a problem paying for something that's good and solid. So I'm actually really happy.
If this is going to let you get out more videos faster and under control with less recording, then it's worth every dollar. That's the way I look at things.
I do too. And this for me has been just a little bit of my pain point. So to your point, if I use bullet points, great. If I want to set a script and then read around it, but be a little bit more, I don't know if I can do it with his speech because I don't know it, but I could just be more casual, like, veiled with the searching. But at the same time, with a steady eye, we must not forget, you could then still work around those words, skip words that feel a little bit forced and robotic, because we write different than we type. And then, you can absolutely use that. So I think for the money, it's actually a really good deal. Now, I will throw a couple cautionary tales out, although I haven't run into it. In some of the reviews I saw, people are like, oh, it works, but then the further away, it doesn't work as well. That kind of makes sense because the microphone maybe is just not, it's like trying to get Siri to answer you way far away. What I ended up doing, and I thought I'm 3 feet plus away from it, and I'm not had any problems in hours of testing today. I did go ahead, let me see if I can swap myself over. Let's see, well, I'm on the small one here, but I did go ahead and get, my eyeballs are going to really be a problem here, aren't they? Oh, shoot. I can't do it here. I can't see it. It doesn't matter. I got a lav with a real long leash on it. And I'm going to test that for across the room. I could put it on a boom with my other mic. Just has to be in the general area. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be in the shot. It doesn't have to be on my clothes. None of that. So I'm going to try that out.
Oh, you're saying just for it to pick up your voice to keep following.
Yeah, you don't need it, but some people were saying, hey, I got 5-6 feet away. It wasn't as sensitive. And my answer to that is, oh, you probably need a lav or some kind of mic so it's a little closer and picks your voice up a little bit more. It uses a voice tracker. It's trying to listen between the silence. So,
gotcha.
That's a lot of stuff going on, honestly. So I have no problem with that. If I need to throw this on there, I'll throw it on there. And but so far, I'll test it. We'll do a 5 foot 6-foot test. But beyond 5-6 feet, I wouldn't even use this anyway. I'm not going to be able to read it. So,
Right.
you know, I'm close to 4 feet right now, and it was working just fine. So, no problems. All right, so let me bring John back. Hopefully that worked out okay. You were able to see. And here's the J and J. You know, I never even put my little live thing up there. Oh, shame. I'm going to get back to I do want to show one other thing. Again, there's a free version of it. It does have a 3-minute time limit for you to read at a time. I used it just fine. 3 minutes is a long time on a script. So
Right.
I'll be honest with you. You could do that, throw it on a tablet, and go. I saw somebody, Dimebag probably asked what size this tablet is. It's not really that large. It's, I don't know, maybe it's 10 inches.
7
wide.
inches? 10 inches?
It's
Okay.
10 by 7. You know, it's a little more, you know, it's not too small. It's not too big. And that's a cheap one, too. It was like one of these ones I had got years ago, and it was just sitting around the house. It's an Android. So we got that going. And then, but you can then upgrade if you don't want to deal with the time issue. Just it's $2.99 or $3.99 a month, depending what you want. But I went one step further, John. But wait, there's more. But let me get to the chat real quick, and then I'll show you the weight that's
Can I
more
ask you
here. Yep,
a
ask
question
away.
quick?
Yeah, do it.
You say 3 minutes max. Is that 3 minutes max per reading? So can I do multiple readings though?
Yes. So it doesn't matter. Like if you have a 10-minute script, it's just going to stop
Right.
the script scroll, and you just have to hit play to continue on. So, you know, whatever.
Okay.
If you have a remote, just go click it and play, and you
I
go
mean,
another 3
because
minutes.
if
Who
you're
cares?
recording your video, who cares? Because then you could just
agree.
stop, get the
agree.
next script, and then just go with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I, you know, Dimebag says I need more than 2 lines at a time. Yep, so you can get as many. You can customize the colors, the looks, the margins, you know, any way you want. If you put this up on portrait, you're going to get easily, you know, a ton of lines. I probably should have done it for you, but I left it where it was because I was using it for a monitor. That's the worst case, what you just saw, because you can shrink it, you can do all sorts of things and get whatever view you want to get out of it, you know. So good points though, good calls. Yeah, I think it's a reasonable deal, honestly, for what they're doing, especially if you want to just grab the free version and run with it. Yeah, so
Right.
Aaron says for my teleprompter I've used Teleprompter Pro. I like it. I bought it, but I didn't have any love for any voice activation on that. So, that wasn't working for me. I didn't even know if that maybe it did have voice activation, but I didn't recall seeing it. And, but I used it with the remote, and it was fine on my first video. It was fine. But I just, the remote thing was kind of a no deal. It wasn't really great for me. Yeah, I agree, Dimebag, there. And I agree that if it really helps your process, if it helps your flow, you know, who cares what, I mean, if it was $40, I'd probably be like, you know, but it's not. So, you know, I think for a couple dollars or a cup of coffee a month, I'm okay with it. What's this? So, yes. So Brian says stick a wireless on the table. I think he's talking about a wireless mic. And that's what I was thinking was the
Right.
wireless mic. That was my next thing. I don't have one. So what I ended up doing I needed one of these anyway. I just don't have any. And I thought I'll just grab one. It was $12 on Amazon just in case. Because I didn't know if I got 3 feet away at that point. I'm like, what if this thing doesn't work? But I wanted to test it without it at first, and it was working. So we just went with it. Yeah, you know, you could wear, like Darren says, you could wear a lav. Brian says we use 9-inch iPads as a prompter for 6+ feet, no issues reading. Okay, a 9-inch. So you can, yeah, because you can make these pretty big. I think in portrait, I could leave this text that big. I could read that no problem. You're right. At 6 feet, yeah, 6. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Jim's here, saying hi to the human beings.
Hi, Jim.
I sometimes call you guys, what is it, creatures of the YouTube. I don't know why. And I say that lovingly. It's not a negative there. I just like the creatures of the YouTube. I just started doing that a while back, and I'm like, that's what you are. I love it because you're just lovely creatures. It's great to see you, man. And you are fellow human beings, and I do love that. So keep bringing those teleprompter questions if you have them and what you use. But here's the thing, John, I'm going to take it one step further, but I'm going to have to kill my monitor over here for a second. So if you want to go to, I'm only trial testing this. So they have an add-on. It's called the Prompt Smart Studio. It is an actual desktop app. I wanted to check it out, and I'm kind of loving it. It's a couple dollars more a month, so you're probably spending $7 a month for everything. But what this will do, and I'm going to put it on the desktop here, so you can see why I love it, and probably why I'm spending money I shouldn't on it. So desktop, I'll bring the desktop up. And just word, on the right here, that's not part of it. This is a new tiles productivity thing I'm attempting to do, and I like it a lot. And we could talk about that another day, but these are my streaming apps that I've got set up here. But this is the app right here called, let's see here. This is Prompt Studio up here. And this is going to be right here is going to be the current script I'm going to play with. It's a Kennedy script and the speech. And you can see I got a speech in here already. So why do I like this app? Well, yes, it does. I'll bring up the, this
Jess,
is
why do you like this app?
I'm going to tell you. I'm glad you asked, John.
Oh, no problem.
I'm glad you asked, man. Appreciate that. You're always
That's
a
what I'm
guy.
here for.
Yeah, I know. You're really good. What I like about this app is a lot of stuff I do at my desk, John. You've done a lot of recordings at your desk too. And
yes,
so you can use your teleprompter. But what I like is I like to type out my scripts. Right here, there's on the left here are stories. So they're basically little chapters you can keep adding. So if I want to add a story, another story is added, and I add that script. And then it'll give you how many words, what the time is, and then you can play. And what I like about it is you can play them in chunks. You can play them all in one and set how much interval time between them, all sorts of fun stuff. But when you create your stories in here, your scripts in here, and you hit save and sync, then they automatically get sent to all of your devices that have the app I just showed you. And so everything is up to date on there if that's important to you. Obviously, this gets more into production. But there's another thing I like. You can see here you have options of sending a full version output of your script to a monitor. So if you have multiple monitors. Now, this gets back to last week. If you guys remember, I did a thing about taking that tablet I just showed you and making an extra monitor on your computer. Well, this is going to work out perfect. Because what you can do is when you play, now you're not going to see that on here because, well, quite honestly, it was used for that other demo, so it's not even a desktop tonight. But you could output, let's say you're doing an app demo or a product demo at your desk. You can just use you can use this right at your desk. You can use a monitor as a teleprompter. Okay, so you're good to go.
Right,
I also like how, sorry?
No, that's great.
Okay, yeah. And so I like that. Plus, for me, I like desktop apps to be able to create things and send them out to my devices. For me, it's a little quicker in my flow. So I'm going to move this off because the desktop is going to be my demo. So you're not going to see it, but I'm going to hit play. And now over in the desktop, the monitor for this app on the desk is over here. And it's picking up my mic that I am talking to John with right now. So I'm going to read this. We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained and new rights to be won, and they must be won and used for the progress of all people. For space science, like nuclear science and all technology, has no conscience of its own. Whether it will become a force for good or ill depends on man, and only if the United States occupies a position. Now I'll start skipping. Ocean will be a sea of peace or a new terrifying theater of war. So it works wonderful. So now you can see it wants to go to the next story. I can manually hit play. It's jumping to the next story. I do not say that we should or will go unprotected against the hostile misuse of space. And I'll speed up. Any more than we go unprotected against the hostile use of land or sea. So now and then you could have other conversations like, go Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears are a terrible team. And it won't move it forward or backward. Oh, and I just did it. So it lied to me. So it caught something, and maybe I cued it to end somehow. So I'll have to check on that because there are keywords that will force it to the end. So there you go. That's just kind of a small demo of that.
Works pretty darn good, though.
It works wonderful. So now when I hit go on the main app, you get this window, and it shows you. You should be able to see this. So I'm just going to move this over so you can see it. This is a little like secondary monitor that I watch. I have 3 stories. One's Untitled. I hit play, and see, is it going to come up or not? Oh, it's ended. That's why. Go back here. I'm going to go to story 1 again, and I'm going to bring that back. Well, he's going to bring it back in if he can find it. 1 second. Everybody talk amongst yourselves. Let me see if I can find that. Yep, here it is. Oh, there you go. Okay, so you can see there's a little red box there, and you can see where you are if you have a really long script. And so we set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained, and you can see then when that goes up, you got your little red box right here. It keeps track of it. So, and if you have breaking news, you can add a breaking news update right in the middle of the production if you want. None of us are probably going to be using it for that, but it's a cool thing if you're doing production for, I don't know, for people. I'm always a big fan of scalability. I like things that will let us try things for free. I like things that are free trials. I like the ability to have things that will scale up. And so maybe for everybody here, I'll bring us back. Maybe for everybody here, that's not important. But if you do want to use a teleprompter and you want to have some flexibility in the way you read it, present it, if you're using desktop, whatever, and I don't know. I have yet to find a better. I'm sure there are some wonderful apps. I'm saying I haven't found one yet that's better than this app. And what do you think? I mean, you're going to get into this. Do you think?
I think the app is awesome, right? Because first of all, if you guys want to look up a really cost-effective teleprompter in general, okay, and you can download the free app that comes with it, but this is exactly what I was looking for because I want something to read at the pace that I'm going instead of like, it's hard to be perfect. And sometimes, say if you wanted to use this for live streaming and you had some bullet points and you just wanted that to move a little bit each time you read something and held off, that would keep me more in line with a longer kind of live stream. And then also, I'm looking for that type of app. So that I'm so happy you went over this because if the thing is, if I'm making 3-4 videos a month, to me, then it becomes worth it to spend this money. If I'm not doing it, then I'm kicking myself in the groin. But if I commit myself to 4 videos a month, then this thing is worth its weight in gold. And I will hook it up and connect it to my teleprompter, which is a DesView T3, which lets you put up to an 11-inch tablet. And it adheres and comes with multiple rings for your camera lens to fit on the end of your camera. It works superbly for $95 it goes for. And it works exceptionally well.
So we would be able to take this tablet,
with
put it on there, have that app and go, and you can run it off your computer. You can run it straight natively off the tablet. And to me, this is like that final piece of this chain. This is not to say that I perfected pieces of the chain, but we all know what our liabilities are. And as I was shooting my second and third, I'm trying to batch up some videos, some really small ones. I realized what's holding me up the most is my mouth. And I love to talk. I love to hear myself. And yet I hate to hear myself when I do the videos because I go into weeds. I can't be left alone my thoughts, or it gets wonky. That makes sense. Now, maybe over time I'll get better at it, but so far it's been a disaster.
I think we're all like that.
Please tell me.
I mean,
please tell me we're all like that because
because you know how it is. Like even if you have an idea of you're going to do a video and then you go and sit down and right beforehand you're about to really just kick it off. Then all of a sudden it's like either you go blank or you have too much information and now it's like you need to feel like, oh, I just remembered something and I don't want to forget it. Or how many times have you done a video and then you're like, the video's done and then you're like, there were 2 things I would have loved to added to that and I had forgot them.
There's always two.
Yeah,
There's never just one, too. That's the problem. Dime bag, yes. So like it does. I could use this. I have a 32-inch monitor over here. If I want to use that as my monitor, you can use any monitor you want on this desktop. And quite honestly, if you have a monitor, or you have anything that will take this app from a Mac or an Android or an iOS, it doesn't matter. Like, you can go crazy, but if you're using, you can use any monitor. So that's the beauty of it. So I'm really because I do have a portrait monitor here, which would be beautiful for script to have right here as I'm doing a demo. I'm just really excited about that. That setup, and we'll see how well that works, because I'm going to start using it tomorrow now that I'm getting it set up. Hey, Patrick, I may have missed your step in, but I just wanted to say hi to you, sir, and it's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well in 22. Which has everybody kept their resolutions? I always, everybody talks about their resolutions, and by day 10, everybody's like, yeah, I didn't really mean it.
I believe it's Patrick's anniversary today. So happy anniversary to Patrick.
Wow. Merry anniversary.
I'm pretty sure.
So I had a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends, a couple years ago. He got married on New Year's Day. That was interesting. And then I thought to myself, well, he'll never forget his anniversary. So I guess that's cool. What do you imagine forgetting your anniversary date? If you got married on the 1st, you might need to seek some medical help. So Brian says, pretty impressive. You know what, Brian? Thank you. I mean, you've been around this stuff, so you have an idea of what's out there. No, it's not a $1 billion software, but I don't know what $1 billion software would give me as a YouTube average creator, or not even average. Like, I don't know what that would give me right now. I think for a couple dollars a month or free, I think this works the problem pretty well. So I appreciate that. Dan, I'm sorry, I was 6 minutes ago. I see that. Dan, how you doing? You're starting off the year like mad as you are. You're a madman on your mad push to hit your goals. I appreciate that. Dan's he's going rough, man. He's going to knock it out. I love it. He'll hit his goals. And
he always is.
He always is. And I'm hitting my goals. They're not always ahead of time, but I'm starting to hit them. But you and I are a person, we lay bricks, we lay layers, and then I think we all should do that. We lay those layers, and then if you do it halfway well, they should start to stack in some efficiencies. And I'm starting to see that on how I set streams up. It's not because I'm smart. It's just because we've worked the problem so much. After a while, you set enough bricks that something forms that's a little bit more than just your average stuff. So I appreciate everybody that's here saying hi. Okay, that's you guys talking. I think, can I get a discount code for referring a friend? I don't know. Let me check into that.
To our stream?
I think he means he's the friend and he's looking for a discount code for the software. And you know what? Don't buy it yet. Let me check into what Prompt Smart has. So, because if I have something already, because I did buy into the system, I'd be happy to pass that along. I only got this up and running today, guys. So seriously, I haven't worked any of this software in this well until today. So I appreciate you hanging with me on this.
I just posted an affiliate link to the DesView T3. Darren is asking about having the 7030 beam splitting glass, which it does have.
Yes.
And so if you do go check out this D3, and if you do see the D2 for sale, the upgrade to the D3 is worth it a little bit, because it actually accommodates even wider lenses. And so don't save yourself a couple bucks, because it's a pretty darn cheap teleprompter to begin with. So for 95 bucks, you're getting all these adaptable rings to go at the end of your camera. Now, this may not be great for Darren, but because he's using phones, but if you're using any kind of Sony, Canon camera, it's got all the most popular rings to be adhered to the end of your lens, and then put your tablet on there. It is so easy to use. The only thing I was looking for was upgrading the software to use with it. And if I go that route, it looks like I'll be definitely using this software. So.
Oh, I thought you were showing me. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm really pretty excited about that. I'm using that, and that means you're going to get the software, and I'm going to get your teleprompter. So as usual, we're going to end up with some of the same stuff. Same stuff.
The same stuff.
Yeah. Patrick, I appreciate you wearing out the like button. That means a lot to us. Sammy's asking about how I like vMix Social. It's going to take a couple streams. I mean, I really feel where John's coming from. Now, I have it set up right in front of me, and so for me to just click it and go send, it depends. One of my fail points of chat is knowing how far back I am, and I like how prominent I am with the minutes, and I like the search function. So if I want to pull up, I like that part of it. So I'll have to see if that outweighs what John's talking about, which is that extra click you have to click. Because with, you know what? Let me just show you real quick.
For every single message. But I mean, right now it's not like a big problem. But if we had 100 people in here, it might be a problem.
Or it would be better. So if I hit send,
that's true too.
So because if I have 100 people in here, I'm really going to be able to see these times, which helps me. And also, so let's just take, for example, at the top, if I want to see, oh man, Sammy dropped something and I want to know what he dropped. Now it's going to pull not just Sammy, it's going to pull everybody that mentioned Sammy, which is cool in a way. But if I put Sammy Superstar, maybe, let's see how that works. Nope, that did not work. So it's not pulling by names. But let's do this. Just type in vMix from Sammy typed in. So he had 2 comments about vMix. So if I'm looking for somebody's comment, that maybe they dropped something about a lens or a specific item, I like the ability to go in here and take a look. And now if I type in cashew, anybody to mention cashew or any comments she's made, there you go, right? So
can you put a capital Q right up there and see if it pulls up my Q?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So that's a great way if you will not miss questions. So if you had a ton of people in a live stream, this is where it benefits you. But we got to find, Jeff, and I know we will, we got to find and see if there's just a workaround.
I agree.
Maybe with some type of shortcut we can do to get rid of the extra click. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So I'll get you guys off of this real quick, bring us back. So the only negative I have is that extra click. But I gotta believe there's a workaround in the software because they do have shortcuts built in to the software, keyboard shortcuts. What if so it is connected to my Stream Deck for taking it off and on, but for changing the person, you have to do that extra click. So I want to see if there's a way to skip that and say, hey man, just go right to it. I didn't show the queue, but I could take people and put them into queues. But to John's point, you're really going to want to have somebody, like maybe John's doing it. Maybe John and I got 300 people in here. That'd be nice. And then John's, co-hosting. So his job, because the beauty of this is I can give him the link and he can see the browser and he can now manage.
And that's what it's made for.
Right.
That is exactly what this is made for, which makes this software this is why it is so powerful in the long run.
Right. And so let's say you got a mod you trust, or you got a person who you trust that you want to bring in and say, hey man, queue me up on the most important things. I'll keep an eye on that. And it'll tell you what you did and who you had. So I could see some real benefits. So maybe I don't use it for small stuff all the time because of whatever, but if I can figure out the one step thing, I'm going to use it. And if not, then I'll probably go in and out depending on what I want to use it for. But I like it. I mean, everything except for the extra click I like a lot. So
maybe this will push me to look more too, or both of us to perfect it to the way we like it.
Okay, so you put your affiliate link in there, looks like. I'm going to send here.
That's an affiliate link to the DesView T3.
Right, the actual teleprompter, not the app, everybody. So take a look at that.
The teleprompter itself comes with a free app and a remote control. Just check it out, because when it came to having just a teleprompter, that was like, I don't know why I'm picking up my phone right
because
now,
it looks good. You look like you're smarter, maybe. You feel TikTok. I don't know.
Woo! But it was just a really good teleprompter for $95. It was just outstanding.
Brian, beam splitting glass tip. White balance after you put it on, not
Yes.
before. The glass, even the best changes. Brilliant tip. Love that. I didn't even think about that. Glad you said it. Just laughing at some internal things here, but I'm not going to put it up. Negotiations have begun. Could be the moderator who's like already sending the union over, the union rep, about, hey, you know, if I've got to type or push buttons, that's going to cost you more peanuts, you know. So Sammy's using the Q as a test.
Yeah, that's it.
Good job.
That's it.
I'll check it. It's good. Yeah, absolutely. I'll do a Q test on that. Yeah, it is
So
nice.
You did notice that YouTube has like a built-in thing if you put a Q with a semicolon. Did you ever see that?
No, I think I heard of it. I got a cord that's dripping because of the camera.
So if people put a Q, capital Q with a semicolon, I've only seen it a couple times. Then all of a sudden it made my whole question in the chat light up. And so
Okay. I've not experienced it, but I've not forced people
training
enough.
people more too.
Well, you know what?
Right.
Speaking of that, I believe I've got. Let's see here. Here we go.
Because that will help us.
I don't know. Is this the one where I said put the cues in there? This is one where I said, you know, everybody ask, and I'll let it rotate a little bit. It's a lot of words in this particular. Drop a Q. Okay, but you said drop a Q, and was it a semicolon? Or
I believe it is.
So, but
I'd have
see,
to
a lot
check.
of the only thing I don't like about that is on the phone, it's always like you got to hunt and peck a little bit more for like grammar,
Let me see.
and make people do things, and I just don't care to make people work. I want my people to feel lazy. And Annie, how you doing? Keeping it real, keeping it warm, sending Cashew some much deserved hearts. I appreciate that. Much love in there. Yes, so just so anybody wanted that, it's the DesView T3 teleprompter. And I can test that out.
Try
I do
the
have,
colon and a semicolon.
Yeah, I do have that up. I could actually fire that into here and see if it works, but it's not.
Oh, you know,
not
let me
working.
give you. I don't know if you guys all know this, but if you're a moderator of a channel, or if you're, you know, it's your own channel, Jeff, the three little dots on the side of each
Yes.
person, if you click that, you can they added go to channel, and
Yes,
you can go right to that person's channel. That is just added, I think, a week ago. So
Definitely within the
just to
last
let
couple
people
weeks.
know they have
I didn't know that, and then Cashew pointed that out to me. Of course, the mods always seem to know the new stuff quicker.
Okay.
But you know, it's great information, and I appreciate it. It's great. I love that, honestly. So
Yes.
it really helps us as we're hosting. I don't know why that wouldn't have been done right away. So there's a
Because then you can grab a link really quick, and
Right.
boom, that's it.
So Arkansas Living says, hey, question, very important, by the way. Where'd you get the tiny hat? Yes. He's flexing on the hat, dude. Maybe if I stretch it, I don't want to stretch it.
Bigger
out.
the
I got
hat.
this at a famous place in Casper, Wyoming, Talbot's. It's been there for like 150 years. And that's all they do is outfit. And when I was touring through there, I got fitted with one of these hats. So, you know, they have all, like, I got another hat that's more like typical, like really nice hat. This is my just throwaway jean hat, you know, that I can beat up, scrunch it up, put it in the luggage. Arkansas's got that big hat.
I don't think I'd
yeah.
look good. I don't
It would be
ever
fun to
wore
see.
a cowboy hat.
I got a little visual. It would be interesting to see. I think the beard would really pull it off a little, and especially if you grew like that big beard. Now we've got like Gunsmoke going on. Like
Yeah.
you put that on there. If everybody remembers Gunsmoke and those guys, we could call you Hoss. You know, that would be kind of fun to do.
Used to have a Kango.
What? What's a Kango? What's a Kango?
You know, it's like a type of hat. It's a name brand of a hat. Kango.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
Very popular. Super
know that.
popular in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, this was something that we got thrown into. You know, I was taught as a child not to wear a hat indoors. My studio
True.
is free range, so you can do anything you want in here. There are no limits. But yeah, you know, it's not really proper to wear hats in. I remember I did, like, you'd wear baseball hats at people's houses, and I grew up in my junior high school years, I was in Tennessee and Mississippi. They were serious about that. Like if you went for like Sunday brunch and you wore a hat in it, they'd rip it off your head. Like, get that hat
sure.
off,
Yeah,
sir.
you don't wear a hat.
Yeah, yes. What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
Yeah, Lou Talbert. You got. She's on it. It is true. Lou Talbert. Yep. It's a very famous place there, and the family's wonderful. And every time we go there, they treat us really well. You did not. What is this, Don? What is the highest charting song you ever drummed on? I don't know that I've ever charted on a drum that reached anywhere. You know, I hung around people who did indie music, and so we would chart on college radio quite a bit, which is great. That's not easy either. I've mentioned it before, but one of the most fun projects I worked on was with Julie Andrews, and last song that she's recorded for her daughter Emma, who writes children's books, and then it turned it into a musical, but it was a mousical, and they needed a song for that, and she ended up doing that song that we recorded on the Thanksgiving Day parade on NBC, like on NBC. So she did a float and she sung the song on there. My, my family went nuts because we all grew up on Julie Andrews. So, but that was a joyful project that I really enjoyed. And if you talk to kids about it, they don't know Sound of Music, but they remember her from like, what's the the latest movie she did with the princess, whatever. So I think that's what she did. But I loved some Julie Andrews. Mr. Goma, Mr. Doma, how you doing, sir? Nice music. Yeah, we're serving up some music.
Hi, Mr. Doma.
I see Darlene is here. Darlene, how are you doing? Give us an update on how you're feeling.
Hey, there's Darlene.
Yes, Julie Andrews was amazing, and her daughter is also amazing. And they are out in the Hamptons where we play all the time, out in East Hampton, that area out there. And that whole circle knows everybody. That's where the artist I play with lives and records. And so I got brought in to do that project, and it was one of the coolest projects I ever did. And working off a track with Julie Andrews, she recorded her track in LA at I don't know where she recorded that. It might have been Sony. And it's just mind-boggling to have somebody send you a click track with Julie Andrews' voice on it, and you're like, okay, we'll lay a drum part to that. And I was like, oh my God, that is freaky. Good. I'm glad you're fine, sir. So my next thing. So yeah, this is what I'm on the teleprompter. This is where I'm going to go. How much was that Desview when you bought it?
Now it's $95. I paid like $115, I think.
Oh, $115 only. Oh, 90's not bad, right? That's a really great teleprompter for $95. I might have to just go ahead and split it.
It's crazy.
Make it muted together. Because, look, I have my teleprompter, which is the tablet. Obviously, I will use that too with the teleprompter itself. But it's right above the camera, and we all know if you're too close, it's going to look like you're looking at somebody above the glass. You want it to be right above or right over the top of the lens, so you're looking into the lens. Like I'm staring at John right now, making it crazy. John.
Well, that does view. You have to look right through the glass.
Right.
At the lens. So you're looking exactly at the lens.
If you don't have a teleprompter that's doing that, then it's not a good teleprompter. So I think if I marry this app up with that, I'm really excited. That's much cheaper than I thought. Well, you know what? I might have to treat myself.
Again. Again.
What's this? I treat myself again. Great heart monitor this Thursday. They canceled last. Oh, the weather probably. Everything's goofy. It's been so cold too, by the way. Here it's ridiculous. Although it's going up 30 degrees to 32 tomorrow, it's going to seem like short weather. So I'm really excited. Yeah. So I'm going to treat myself again, John. I'm going to do it.
Of course.
I'm just. You've been sick. As you've been sick, has your mind been going crazy, ruminating about videos and things you want to do? Have you been stuck? Do you feel like I can let this go? Oh, wow.
I haven't worried one bit about it.
Well, the truth of it is, being sick is serious.
Everybody's been sick. It's like my son, my wife. I can't worry about a video. I could care less. I'm so wiped out by the end of the day that I just want to get back to better so I can start doing stuff. That's my goal. So thank you, everybody. Thanks, Zan, by the way.
Yes, everybody, thank you for that. And yeah, so Darlene, I saw Annie made a comment about what's out of the loop. So Darlene's just going through some things with, which is interesting because I have another friend who's dealing with some vertigo issues and a little bit of spinning. And, so much of it could be sinuses. I deal with some of that problem quite a bit where I'll get vertigo from sinus issues, another hereditary joy. My hereditary joys are skin that sunburns at night. I gain a pound looking at food. I can't jump very high, and I have terrible I have terrible cholesterol from my hereditary, and sinus issues. So it's just, it's just an onslaught. We all, as my doctor says, everybody's fighting something in our DNA, and our hearts are with you. Our hearts are with you, Darlene. Our minds are with you, and I'm glad to see you're here, and I'm glad you dropped that update. So I really appreciate that. Brian just dropped some nugget that his prompter is $375 now. One take only pad prompter. Is that the brand? I don't know if if it is. $375 would be a deal breaker for me on a teleprompter.
Yeah, that's a
not gonna lie
professional one.
Yeah, that's if you're using that, you should probably, you can talk down to me because I have no idea. The new version is $100 more than I paid for it. Wow. Well, then you're sitting pretty good. So appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, where everybody's dealing with something, right? Annie, I don't want to I don't know if that I can put that up there. I just want to let you know my hearts are with you, my mind's with you, and
send our love.
Our love is being sent, and we all are carrying some weight. Sometimes some people are carrying much more than others, so it's really lovely to see you, and I'm glad you came in to say hi and spread your sunshine, because you always do, because you have more of it than us, as I'm, because where you live. I think I'm up to 3 hours now a day of daylight, so I'm appreciative of that. Is it cold by you? Do you have the onslaught of negative 10 degrees?
I didn't go outside today, but from what I've heard, it was only supposed to be about 16 today.
Oh, well,
so, but
it's not warm, but it's all relative. Like now that I'm where I'm at, I would be happy to be at 16 or 30. So I can't wait till we get back over 20. My God, I'm tired of it. And then people say, well, you should move if it's cold. I'm not complaining, really. We chose to live here, and if you live in a desert, don't tell me how hot it is.
Right. Exactly.
Or you could tell me, but I mean, I'm not complaining. Like, I want it to be a little warmer, but I'm not complaining, because when it gets this cold, I actually get very productive. I just go, okay, I can't go anywhere. I'm going to go downstairs and knock some things out, clean some things up, get in my groove, and be as productive as I can. What is this?
Oh, let me check. I could check right here. It's 10 degrees out right now.
Yeah, you're getting chilly. Living Mine's a travel prompter. Okay. Oh, Arkansas Living. Mine's a travel prompter. Okay. God, he was explaining to that. Yeah, yours sounds like a really nice
Can I show you?
Get up and go prompter. I don't think I'm going to spend $375. What's happening?
Did you notice how soft the light is on me today? I don't know if you noticed, but it's like...
I noticed last time because you have that lovely new...
Yeah, but I did this.
Oh, look what you did. Now, is that your drop?
It's not how it's...
That's
it's
supposed
not,
to be...
Yeah, it's not. It's my lantern. It's
the lantern, right?
It's, yeah, you can use it like this. It's but it's just really soft light, and I just have it out there. And so it's kind of cool, because then when I look up, I don't really have much reflections of anything,
No, I don't know.
Which is nice.
Your skin looks supple. Just throw words.
It does.
Make you... Oh, you went with it. I thought you'd be like, oh, that's uncomfortable. Don't do that to me.
No, it really does, though, with this thing.
I notice I'm dark because I got
right
so many
next to
things
me.
in front of me. I apologize. Plus, this hat's dropping some shade. But no one needs to see my face today.
I was waiting to see if that was going to happen, too. I got a brand new cord. Brand new.
And it's still
happening. I can't figure it out.
That's annoying.
It only happens when I live stream. It's only like I've left this on for hours and hours. I've sat right here, done work, and it doesn't do it. But as soon as I live stream, it does.
Don't talk to me about what happens when you just live stream. I was really waiting for tonight to disaster itself, because I did just throw all the stuff. I tested some things on another computer, but I threw it all up on here. And then when you start putting vMix and other things up in a real stream setting, and you start pounding the OCPU, GPU, you never know what's going to conflict. So I was like, well, I mean, we may have another night, but it's been pretty smooth. I can't really complain. Yeah, Cashew's on it. She's like, man, that's some supple stuff. She sees you enough to know.
Super.
I feel like
it's
you put some, you know what? It was like someone went over and rubbed some light lotion on you. Some light lotion.
Oh, every time after I shave, I put lotion on the skin.
No, I'm calling your light lotion. Like it works both ways. Actual lotion and then light lotion. From Jesus, work with me, man. Good Lord. I can't work with amateurs anymore. Yeah, it's definitely relative because I had some people in California lose their minds too recently. People in California complaining when it's 40 to 50. I mean, it's true though. It's 50 degrees chillier for them or more if you're in the valley. You know, they get in the valley, they're getting to 100 plus. Then they're like, hey, we're 60 degrees cooler. Well, it's 80 degrees here and it goes to 20. It's pretty cold. But yeah, it's all relative. So I don't like to like, oh, it's -1. We're somehow, hey, it's not a skill to be cold. Okay, you're just cold. You chose a place to live and you're cold. It's not a skill. No, it's a skill to survive sometimes in it. So, you know.
It's 57 in Arkansas?
What's this right here now?
Would have thought it'd be colder.
It's in the early 80s by Annie. You guys are getting into that perfect. Like they kind of shield themselves down like we do in the winter, but only in the summer when it's 120 and the blacktop is moving. It's so hot you don't want to open up the shades for 3 months. It's kind of their winter. You know, it's a different type of winter.
I've been there. I've been to Arizona in the summer.
I did recordings in Phoenix in the middle of August, and I'm like, what are we doing? I remember being so hungry. You'd be in the studio, and you're looking across at an Arby's, and my friend and I are like, is it worth it to even run over there to pick up something to eat? I'm like, I'm going to starve. It's so hot. I'm going to melt. Couldn't do it. I had to call like Pizza Hut delivered or something. It was ridiculous. Yeah, the wind chill. Darlene is just north of me, and you're right. The wind chill today was a little bit bad. It was not good. Is this true? You go home to Quebec in the summer? It's a brilliant move. You're a snowbird. You're like many Wisconsinites who truck on down there right around November and get out of here. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Arizona is chock full of Canadians.
Oh yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah, it's total Canadians.
They've been buying up. They've been buying up for like the last 20 years. A lot of Canadians buy up Arizona.
Cashews. She doesn't know what to make of the new all audit cashew comments thing yet. Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to adjust. Nick, how you doing, sir? What's up? You know, we're doing okay.
Hey, Nick, what's going on?
We are chilling tonight. John has not been feeling well. The family's been down. We're not going to go very late tonight. John may have, he may pass out. I told him earlier, if you end up on the floor in the fetal position sucking your thumb, we won't wake you up. It's okay. Sunbirds, yes. Well, sunbirds, I call them snowbirds. You go with whatever. Tomato. It's however you want to do it. Uh-oh. Did we get a mommy gods? Are you? Oh.
Yeah.
Are you live chat? Are you in live chat by chance? Yeah, I am. He's not happy with how long I'm taking. Well, I mean, if as long as social... I mean, this was 10 seconds back. I don't know. I mean, look, it's giving me real-time stuff. I am popping back, though, to recapture some of the comments. I do that out of respect.
Thanks, Lala.
If I had something that I wanted to I did a demo. If I was doing something, I probably would just skip all that stuff. But, once
I don't know.
in a
You're
while,
not behind at all.
Okay, I didn't think so, but he may be teasing me. That's fine, Patrick.
Yeah.
I'll let you get away with that.
I think so.
I love you so much. You can go. Live chat on? Yeah, live chat's on. Although, I mean, look, I have live chat set on the bring up on YouTube, but they don't give me that. In vMix Social, it's just showing me the order of seconds. Like I just got, they're showing this was 18 seconds when I put it up. I have no idea. It's probably around a 10-second delay. It's much quicker than YouTube's for you to get onto all this, or StreamYard's. But right now you're 33 seconds out, Aaron, on this particular chat. I have no idea how accurate that is, to be frank. So, I'm pretty well caught up, but I do once in a while bounce back a little bit.
It should be pretty quick.
I think so. Yeah. If you, Nick H is almost like, hey, we could watch that pass out. Yeah, I don't know if I would laugh. I might chuckle a little bit. If he actually passed out, I'd be worried for his health. But if he decided he was tired and he wanted to lay down in the studio and fetal position it, I've done it. I've done things like that, you know. Because the worst is, come on, guys. You know, whether you have to work. It's not fun touring, by the way, and being sick. I've had the flu touring. Oh my God. You just want to go home and crawl under covers, and you're dealing with people trying to decide if you can play because they're all counting on you. Hotels are not much fun. Like, you have to do things. Or we've been waiting for this gig forever. Can you just lay down a beat? I can do it, but I may throw up in your shoes. And they've had that too. You know, a lot of people got that out. I've seen the lead singer do things that's crazy. She has done some amazing things sick as with fevers, 100-degree fevers. So you do push yourself sometimes. I don't think it's a great idea, honestly, but you know, sometimes you just got to do it. John, how sick have you been? What's your worst day going to work sick that you can remember?
My worst day?
Do you remember a day where you went to
ever?
Yeah. Do you remember going like, oh my God, I am so sick at work. Why am I here? Have you done that, or do you do? No, I'm not going to push it. You're probably not sick that often, but you know, some days you just have to go.
No, I don't miss that many days, so I have to be pretty sick to miss the day for being sick.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. It's been years, so.
Yeah. See, I don't get the flu much. I don't get sick much. And if you know, and I try to take care of myself, because I think what happened was when you are on the road or you're traveling, you hate being sick on the road so much. You take care of yourself after. You're like, no, I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to eat well. You change your tune first time it happens, and you do have an obligation to treat it with some professionalism because people are counting on you. And if you're the one paying the bill, you can do what you want. If you're writing the checks, or if you're a solo artist, do what you want. You know, so I maybe missed Mommy. I apologize. She may have stepped in here on me and I missed it. Hey, I'm working through it. I didn't see Mommy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little search. I'm going to use, yep. So I did a search through the VMix Social, and I see that Mommy came in here, and you know what? Here you go. I caught up to you. Now I can tell you that this was 5 minutes ago based on what I'm seeing here. So I'm not terribly behind, but I am behind. So Mommy Guide says, yay, finally I made it back here after a week of being MIA. Well, I've been talking to Lala. She has been, like all of us. You come out of the new year, you're extremely busy. I always underestimate the new year. I don't anymore. Look, you got to, besides the fact you got to get caught up with everything, or clients, or new ideas, the truth of it is, taxes. Like, I just realized I like to get my taxes done by the end of January, so now I've got to go deal with all that nonsense for my company, and then get into my personal stuff. It's just never ending. So I'd have to do sales tax for the state. So I don't underestimate January anymore. I'm like, people are like, you know what we're going to do December? We're going to clean everything up and we're going to do all that. No, you're not. You're going to have all these plans for the end of December, and you're going to get 10% of it done, okay, except for Santa Claus. And then you're going to have all these great ideas coming out, and you're going to get 10% of your stuff done in January. So I really try to level out my end of December with expectations, in January with reasonable expectations. And so, you know, on that note, Lala has asked me to do a stream on the morning of, oh my God, I believe it's the 27th. What's a Friday? I believe that's, somebody help me out here. I'll check it out. Hang on. So it is the 28th. So
27th is a Thursday.
So Friday, the 28th, I'm going to do an early morning stream, and I'm going to, she's asked me to come on and follow up. I know Patrick had done a really lovely Notion with her, and I'm going to follow that up and inject my own insanity to Notion. So I'm honored to do that and follow up in what Patrick had done, and I'm excited to lay my flavor on it. So yeah, on the 27th, we're going to do that. And that's going to really spin off some other solo things that I'm going to do in classes on that. I'm looking forward to that as we get into with that JA Creative Quest solo stream. So we'll talk more about that another day. It is the 29th for you, but it's the 28th for me. So yeah, she clarified it. I was like, you're gonna mess me up on here. That, yeah. She's like, I'm on to you. I had to go. I went and got that Google Translator that has the times. If you're in Manila or Philippines, this is your time. If you're in Midwest, and you're not getting me anymore on that. I had to do that because it gets to be, I will get screwed up. So things are busy, and you and I think you'll make it through tomorrow. You did okay tonight. If you can make it through Steve's tomorrow, hopefully you will keep perking up.
Yeah, I just feel not very energetic, but I'll get through. Absolutely.
Well, you're a kind of person who will. You're like me. It's like I'll set it aside. I'll collapse on the pillow later. Do what I got to do.
Yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, Jim, I'm hearing you. And my studio is underground here, so it's not 55. It actually gets pretty warm down here the way I do it. But he hates lifting weights in 55. I don't want to be 55 degrees lifting weights either. Heat it up. I got to get that sweat on when I. You like it hot when you work out? You're a workout kind of guy. So like when you work out at the gym, do you prefer it to be a little warm?
That's a long time ago.
I know, but you.
I don't remember anymore.
Really? I don't like it overly hot.
I mean, I worked out in a gym, so whatever the gym was. But,
has anybody here?
I've worked out in my garage when it was 10 degrees.
Oh yeah, I've done that too. I've had some things out there where
when I was a kid.
I did it last year with COVID. We killed the gym membership, and I'm like, my wife's worried. I gotta go like work out in the gym, and it's cold as hell here in January.
Yeah.
But I was invigorating. I've been by the way, I haven't missed a day of my cold showers yet. I'm like 10 days in on the cold showers. I'm getting used to it. I've taken one hot shower when I had a little bit of a headache. I'll be honest with you. I prefer the cold. I don't prefer the cold showers going in, but I prefer them coming out. I absolutely feel much better doing a cold showers, getting in, doing that shock, staying as long as I can, seeing how bad I can go with the cold. Because
Right.
cold showers here are not like cold showers in Phoenix. If you've ever been in Phoenix, I don't care if it's January. If you try to do a cold shower in Phoenix, it's like lukewarm. Because they bury their lines only a couple feet. So it bakes and heats all that stuff up. It never gets cold. Here, you're 6 feet deep like you. And it gets so cold that the water is like ice chunks, when you crank
water's
it.
cold.
Oh my God. I'm going to run a temperature gauge on it just to see how cold it is, but it is deadly cold. I haven't gotten all the way, but I'm almost there. I'm 80% there, but it's cold already. But you know what? It feels great. I love it. I feel energetic. My skin feels better. I don't have that itchy skin that you get in the winter and you put the hot water on. And of course, I'm saving money because I'm in and out in a minute. It's not easy, but it's getting easier. And I heard it takes a while for you to do that, to get rid of the yips.
Oh, I'm sure. Yep.
I'm always going to be on it. I love it, but that doesn't mean you're not supposed to have warm showers. And you can go and do warm showers and work your way up to cold and little by little if you want. So, I feel everybody's wanting you to feel better. I see Laura Williams. How you doing? I didn't give you a proper, but I want to give you a proper, Laura. Say hi to you.
Hi, Laura. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was just replying back to them, actually. I'm feeling it right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too. I honestly,
me.
I've been under the weather over the weekend, and we haven't determined or done any testing, but whew. So I told John, don't worry if you don't make it too long, because there's no way I'm going to make it. There's no way I'm probably going to make it 2 hours, to be honest with you. Brian says, you're not human. Cold showers, well, yeah. So I'm doing the Vim Hof method. He believes in doing ice baths and all that for anxiety, energy, all that goodness. And it's not easy. But I'm going to stick to my 30-day challenge, and I'm happy with it so far. So I have no problem with it. Jim. This is another problem. Have you ever had it's not a tech question, but have you ever had a pipe break in the middle of winter? I had a neighbor whose whole kitchen on the sidewall, it blew up one night, and it started leaking into his basement, flooding it up. Now, the guy was not a great homeowner. He no longer lives there. But so his basement filled up with a lot of water. So what does he do? He goes down to the basement, turns nothing off. He's standing in a foot of water. And he told me he was crying, and he called 911. And the first thing 911 said is, "Sir, could you just get out of there? You are literally in a foot of water with electricity right now.
You're gonna get electrocuted.
You're going to die." So
the
please,
first thing to do is just turn your main water line off. I mean, so it doesn't keep on pouring out the faucets. And in case you guys didn't know, I just moved to this house this past year, and the first thing I did was replace the main water lines because they were old, not the L bracket ones, that you turn. I'm not a plumber, but they needed to be replaced, and I don't like to take chances. Those types of things, I make sure. So my father-in-law is like, yeah, I could do it because he's a master plumber. And so he goes, just make sure that the water can be turned off in the street. So I had them come to turn the water off in the street to go check it, and that valve was shot. So I had bad lines in the house, a bad main line. So if that ever happened to me, this place would get flooded.
Yes.
So they're all replaced. The main line out in the street is brand new now. The main line in here is brand new now. The front fixture that goes to water the lawn in the front of the house has a shut off too, because those are notorious for bilevels to freeze up, and then that freezes up that front line and then does exactly what you said in bilevels. So I made sure I cover that stuff. I am crazy when it comes to that stuff.
Water especially, you just don't want to take chances. Water does so much damage, as we know, and I'm always worried about that. So I don't mind doing electricity runs. I love doing it, or anything with Ethernet, but water, I'm a little bit, I'll do some PVC pipe, basic drainage stuff, but I don't like to mess with it, because if you don't solder that copper, if you don't get a nice tight seal on that, you are asking for problems, and I'm not really good at it, so I don't trust myself to do it.
It's not right. Well, I was just going to say it's brazing, right? So there's a technique to it.
There's absolute
you
timing,
have to know
heat.
How do you do the technique.
Yeah, and then you have to test for that really well. So you don't want to mess around too much with it. It's really not my deal. I'm going to stay away from it. Yeah, so thank you for this, Cashew. Look, I'm not, we don't need to go down the weeds, but I'm thank you for putting this up, and there's tons of information on YouTube. I know John's mentioned it. I have issues with anxiety and depression a little bit here and there. I manage it just fine, but you know what? If you want to really deal with that, a shock of a cold shower will set you straight. It doesn't have to be in the morning, but I do it in the morning, and I've found that my energy in my day is better. It's great for inflammation. So you add all that up there, and I do feel like it's really helpful for getting you out of your mind set, and dealing with maybe if you have a little anxiety, depression going on, especially this time of year, right? As creatives, I think it may not be tech, but it's a technique that we can use as creatives to help ourselves get out of those drones, that kind of moments that we have to deal with. So, hey man, go for it, Oh no. So Laura said she did wake up with frozen pipes today. Yeah, so
that stinks.
I always try to get those drained. If you're really exposed, you put the heat wraps on them. I've done that. I got some heat wraps for mine just in case. But it's a bummer, because once you get into that mode, I'm glad nothing exploded or flooded, because it's not going to end well. The danger is bad. Hey, Ken, how you doing? I replaced my own water heater last year because I wasn't paying for weekend plumber rates, which are, I'm surely, very cheap, especially during COVID. Plumbing is going to be really cheap in the middle of COVID. God forbid
I had my hot water heater replaced too.
Oh, yeah. I put my own in.
The hot water heater, mine is this higher end hot water heater. It's like a high efficiency one, but it's not the ones that are like instant. And it was, the freaking hot water heater by itself was $1,200.
Yeah, I know, but they're worth it. I mean, over time, you'll get your money back on them, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's just, imagine now,
so
father replaced it.
Yeah, I know, but
that would have cost you $500 easy on a weekend.
Anytime you can get somebody to do that work, like Ken, you just saved yourself so much equity, because it's so expensive. I just want to say, we're having a chill night tonight. Thank you guys for. I'm not feeling awesome either, tonight, but thank you for hitting the like. It's not about that. It's about we did the teleprompter tonight. I thought it went really well. I appreciate that. You had some great questions. I'm doing some videos. You're not in the mode because you've been sick. I've been doing other things that I had to deal with as an adult. I had some client things, some other things, some website stuff. I'm going to shoot a video for somebody for a trailer on Monday. But I'm trying to get some mini videos out, and I'm going to do it John Ryan style. John has been on me about just get it done, Forrest. And so I'm doing that. And I like it. What do you got?
I've been thinking lately, and I decided that I want to do a video about getting started in YouTube. Like I want to bring my own twist to it, my own personal opinion, and
I like it.
Yeah,
your vibe.
I'm gonna do something like 5 tips, 3 tips. Yeah, just to get started, because I see everybody does it, and
thank you for liking.
Why shouldn't I? I just climbed that hill this past year, so I wanna get my perspective as a brand new small YouTuber about what it takes to get started in YouTube. So
you're at that point where right? Go ahead, finish your thought.
Here's the thing, because you'll get me fired up about this. Is you can go and spend $5,000 to talk to somebody about how to be successful on YouTube easily. You can go to Vid Summit. You can go to anything that there is that's out there. And then why are 99% of the people still failing at being successful at YouTube? So if everybody knows the secret, thanks for putting me up here by myself.
Just for a second, you were going.
Everybody knows the secret about becoming successful to being a new YouTuber. But nobody can, the percentages aren't working for anybody. Okay. So, right. I have gone out and wasted money on books. I'm not doing that anymore. Here's the truth of the matter. The information is here on the internet. Okay.
It exists.
The people that tell you about their channels, about how to become successful, if you listen to them for 3-4 months, you'll get a pretty good idea about what you got to put together to make it happen. And then there's other things that fall on you. So the falling on you part is where the majority of the people fail. But I'm going to do a video on it, and I'm gonna talk about it. But it's something I get very passionate about.
We are passionate about it, but you've also gotten monetized. You have an idea of your path. If you really work the system and you haven't gamed the system, or you haven't hacked the system, then you have something extremely valuable to offer people as far as a path and how you did it. And you did it really well. You did it, I think, textbook. But I have to say, I'm kind of done with the whole guru, here's how you get it done, just press now kind of stuff. I'm not against it.
I mean, listen,
if you like it, but I'm done with it. I don't need it.
Yeah, but where's the relatability? Where's the cost of effect of someone that's in it this year? Because it's so different. So everybody gasps, is it worth it for me in 2022 to get started? And the answer is, to every one of those videos, is yeah, it's worth it. Okay. So we know that answer, right? We know where that's going to go. So that's how I'll probably start. Secret. The answer is yes. Okay. But the other factors that go along the way with it is something. Now, it's no secret that, reactive videos and reactive streams do well. And that's where you see a majority of people succeed. I can almost guarantee you I can start a YouTube channel and get monetized within probably under a year, considering with a reactive channel. Okay. But that is not going to make me happy. It's not going to make me this, that, the other thing. It could make me money. And maybe that's something down the road. If I find a passion in something that connects it, then I would. But what it really makes me passionate is talking about what makes you excited to make a video or to be on YouTube, and then help people become successful at that. So, because my tech thing is only a small part of where I'm going with this whole journey. This is the reason why I'm Coffee Talk and Tech Jeff, and the reason why you're J.A. Smith. Right. I'm not pigeonholing myself just for the tech. There's going to be a lot more involved in what I'm looking to achieve
And we've talked about
down this
that,
road.
on our side conversations after streams. We never really wanted to.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to hyper niche. I didn't want to get myself into a corner. So we did it differently, but yet in the same way. Your name is in there, and you have that coffee talking tech, so you could have some latitude. And I always went with my name because I'm like I don't even want to get down to that. I just want to really be Wild West, do what I want to do. I mean, look, I'm not out here making basket weaving, but I mean,
Right.
I don't want to hyper niche, and maybe that's a bad thing to people, but I don't care. I'm good with it. I like your
No, but
idea.
everybody finds their own road. They're just everything is a suggestion. But Brian's asking like, what does that mean exactly? So that means like, say if there's something popular in the news or there's something that happened in the news, you jump on, you do a live stream that reacts to the divorce, this, whatever it may be that's really popular, because then you're riding that wave constantly, right? So then if you're getting involved in celebrities, it's riding the celebrity wave, and it's just all popular stuff that people will search all the time and therefore get you views and get you hours.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's wrong. It's an absolute plan for people to be successful like that. They use it all the time. It's just a matter of, does that make you happy? Is that exciting for you? I have to find something. Like if I was to find something that I was passionate about, maybe a sport or helping people or anything, self-confidence stuff, then it would be hard for me to push that, because everything that I do or Jeff does is all within ourselves. It's not like we're taking other things to help push our YouTube career, whereas people do that all the time,
That's true.
and it's much easier to do that. And then other niches are much different in support, So like if you go to Ken, the beer, like a lot of his other channel, they have like the niche support of a beer channel, but then he finds out that can become, anything can become short-lived, because the growth of that potential thing you're interested in, it depends how far it can extend, right? Beyond the realms
It
of
is.
what your thought is.
Exactly. I mean, I've struggled with really trying to define and make people know where I'm at. It's kind of tricky. Sometimes by osmosis, they'll just assume, oh, you're a tech guy. And then by other conversations, people are like, oh, I didn't even know you're doing tech. So, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that, because I think it's whatever. My strategic application of this is going to be, JA's creative quest. And it's about my quest. It's about your quest. And it has to do, like John's saying,
Right.
It has to do with tech, but I'm really more interested in how you're using the tech physically or logistically. I'm also interested in how you're using the tech from an approach standpoint, productivity, an emotional standpoint, your obstacles, your friction points, what you saw. Yeah. I'm really more interested in that. I'm really more interested in that. Analytical. There's so many moving parts of this that the quest, the passion quest of YouTube cannot be niched down for you and I to one finite little like, oh, you guys just talk about cameras. It's like, no, we love to talk about cameras, but we also like to talk about your approach to using that tool. And it can be outside the boundaries of the physical element.
I think people they really just, to me, it's like the tech is only just part of it, because people want to talk about, we're going to go have a discussion tomorrow about how does tech matter? But the problem is, what matters the most? Knowing how to use it. So if you don't know how to use it, where are you going with it? All our live streams are perfect examples of people jumping the gun half of the time, where they're putting the cart before the horse or whatever that is. And if you can't white balance or you can't adjust the exposure on your camera, okay, then why have anything more than a webcam? Because you look just as bad, and you spent $500 or $600 on a camera, and then you could spend $60 on a webcam. So we go on about all this stuff, but it's like the tech is important, but it's important that even if you have the minimal amount of tech, that you're using it right. And that's what we try to
right. And I appreciate
imply
and that's why we ask the questions around it. What are your goals? What are your thresholds for tech? In other words, you don't have to, if you don't like tech, you don't like tech. No one should ever feel like they have to like tech to impress us or anybody. Like, I don't care. Like, if you don't, I have limits. There's only so much tech I want to really be expert at myself, because I want to be able to go out and do and have conversations. And if I get too messed up in that, it's not my passion. So that's not something that I want to do. So we ask questions around it, and I always feel like I don't know, it's worked for us, and I really dig that. It's kind of what I want to dig into.
Because it's even if you're using your phone, there's still some things that you can do just to make your phone look better. Your lighting could be better. How you set up your studio could be better. If you want to do videos, there's ways to do some things a little different, a little better. And the minute you stop expanding your thought process of improving, and people always want to say, like, I can't stand the thought of, well, that guy's already got 300 people at a stream, or that guy's got 100,000 subscribers. Well, you know what that guy's thinking about? That guy's thinking about having 200,000 subscribers, and that guy's thinking about having 400 people show up for his live stream. Yeah. So if you can take that 1% of getting a little bit better all the time and you put that forward, it's gonna, I mean, if you're doing YouTube for those reasons, right? Because if you're looking to grow your YouTube channel, to actually have it become something someday where it's bringing some type of income in for your family, then those are the things that you should be looking to do. And that's why it's important to do videos right out the box. Like, don't think about, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to name my channel? I don't care what you do. You should start some name somewhere and just start making videos and don't tell anybody. And then try to get better at them, okay? Just put them out there. Just put your page out there, start making videos, and then 6 months from now, figure out what you want to do in YouTube. Because you just got to learn how to use the camera. You got to learn how to use the equipment to record. You got to learn how to use the lighting.
Nothing
once you
teaches,
wait for all that.
Yeah, nothing teaches them more by than doing. That's for sure. I don't care what it is. If it's tech, if it's music, if it's making recorded videos, nothing's going to teach you more than when you actually sit down. And I mean, I see that all the time because I'm still so new to it, that especially with recording videos, that when I sit down, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I would do that. I mean, how did I not see that or miss that? And you go, well, because you're not used to it. It's not instinctual to you. So how can you augment that product until you get a little bit better and a little bit more aware of the things that you want to do or should do? And to your point, you can use phone. So yeah, I've been looking lately, like, I'm not really like, oh, I'm going to go run on TikTok. I understand the power of TikTok. No one has to convince me of it as a leader into things. And so I'm not really interested in that per se, but the style of it is interesting. I see what they're doing. I don't want to get left behind. So I'm kind of watching and kind of taking a little course on, like, okay, how are you doing it? Guy uses a phone and that's all he does. Just so I have some really raw, I don't have those capabilities. So like, I want those tools as well. There's always something to sort of work on, and maybe you don't do one or the other, but you, as you say, as you're doing all these and just doing and doing, you start figuring out what you like, and it starts to kind of just create your own style, your own kind of color.
And I'm talking about, like, and that's the thing, right? There's all these avenues that you can potentially use for as a platform. So you could use TikTok, you can use Instagram, you can use several other things. But I'm talking about YouTube, and I think if you're looking to start YouTube, you should definitely be minimizing a lot of those other things. And I know people constantly putting, all their Instagram and this and this and this and this. I would just choose one personally, and I wouldn't spread myself so thin unless you have all the time in the world to go spread yourself. And most of the people that I've learned from, they talk about casting that net out and then siphoning that net and then pulling back on those outside things to focus it into YouTube. Because in the end, if YouTube is the most successful monetization and you're going to be able to make the most money there, then why wouldn't you want to utilize that? Not that you couldn't be using TikTok or Instagram, because people are knocking it out of the park, but it just all depends on what type of content you're looking to produce. You know, long form, short form, totally different stuff, and how it can be used and utilized towards your stuff is totally different too.
Kind of what you're saying.
Ken's a perfect example.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I get a little frustrated when people are like, oh, you should do this, do this. The content and the desire of what you're trying to do with your model is different for so many different people. There isn't really a one size fit all. And I get a little bit frustrated that people, and that's why the gurus and some of these people who just start now charging way too much sometimes for the same answer. And, you know, I won't delve into it, but it's not for me anymore. I've reached a point where I don't need to be told about the buttons, because there's so much more nuance that is being lost and not being given through the payments. And some of that stuff is really good at the beginning. I think just kind of get in, mix it up, figure out what you don't know or don't like even. But I think I'm at a point where it's like, I can go on to a lot of people's streams here and learn more by just doing that, or just by doing my own stuff. I don't really think it's going to serve me to sit and read another book.
Well, you can. I mean, Ken's a TikTok manager for a brand, right? And when you start talking about those types of things, then there's you have to go look into your analytics and check, well, what is my age? You know, who's looking at my videos? And then when you find those age brackets, you want to be able to, you know, you want to be able to accentuate on those things. And so I'm constantly looking at that different type of stuff and seeing what's going on. But I know what I'm lacking, but you also got to consider how much time each person has to put that effort forward, right? So if you're working a full-time job, plus you have family life and this and that, you might not have as much time as, say, someone that's single. And so you have to utilize it to your best advantage. And so, you know, we can go on, but like Jeff just said, it's not cookie cutter for everybody. So if you're most of your people that you're watching your channel is 25 and under, then that's going to be that TikTok, Instagram group of people, especially TikTok, you know. But it all depends on
trying to throw them long content later on is going to be a little tricky. And that's the thing. It doesn't always, one type of demographic doesn't always move into their form so well sometimes. And I think some people found that out too. You know,
for me, the majority of the people that are watching are like 20 to 35 for me. Okay. So 20 to 35 is the majority, 18 to 35 is the majority. Okay. So Instagram works really good to keep touch with those people. And I, like I've mentioned this before, is I'm jealous of some of the people that are very skilled with the Instagram and making it look so good. Where, and this is the crazy thing, is that some of these young people don't know how skilled they are just to be able to use Instagram as well as they do, like my nieces. There are adults putting ads up by my house on Facebook with someone willing to pay $30 an hour to learn how to use TikTok and Instagram. Multiple people.
Oh, yeah.
So what is that telling you?
$5 an hour to show me how to use Facebook groups.
Well, the next thing was for me is like, I wanted, and that's what I've been trying to do, is the live streaming, is that these people got to realize that the live streaming is a connection for them to use too. And that someone like me could be utilized for them also as businesses, you know, around.
Blind guy and his wife, Laquita and Corey, John says, if you're looking at YouTube becoming something someday, get on it now. Yes, he's ahead of the market on YouTube, and you should listen to what he says. Abels, thank you, Abels. This is very nice. Yeah, it's been getting better every day, and even better. The networking and meeting people like you two a little better every day. Yeah, it's some days it doesn't feel like you're always getting the traction you want, but every day it's nice when you meet someone, kind of get that connection or delve deeper into a relationship. And then same thing with your own approach, your content, your videos, or whatever you're trying to do. It's always that every day trying to find another step forward, another pebble moved, and it's not easy. I saw White Dove step in. Hello, White Dove. How you doing? Sending some New Year's res. How's your New Year's res doing, White Dove? Did you set any? I didn't set any. I know John didn't set any either, because we're not going to do that. So oh, look at this. H2's back. Okay. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi again. We're gonna wrap up, I think, soon. We're gonna get you to bed.
All right.
And,
I know I ranted for a
no,
while.
it's a good rant because it's a good discussion that you and I really do actually agree on. Yes, Ken. TikTok and YouTube are way different animals, like different planets, and that's a good thing and not a bad thing. Really, it's just a good thing. You just have to be aware of what that is. Some people are really, really good at using TikTok, and they understand how to take that and lead them into something bigger and YouTube. Like that's their plan. Okay, so they're going to do that. They're going to brand themselves out. Same with Instagram, and they know how to funnel themselves into YouTube, into the long content. That's not always easy because then you have to be really good at TikTok type format, and you have to be really good at long form video editing, and that's not everybody's good at both. Like you get a lot of people. It's like studio recording versus live gig playing. Often you don't find people do both very well. So
especially when the majority of us are just learning YouTube now, and then it's like, yeah,
it's not good.
Then you got to learn. You got to learn 3 different things.
You got to go learn TikTok. Okay, great. Got to go deal with that now.
Learn Instagram.
Yeah, a TikTok gig can pay well. Right now, TikTok's the king. And maybe someday somebody will knock TikTok off, although that'll take a while. But we said that about Facebook.
And that's the idea. I'm not saying moving from one platform because that is exceptionally hard, right? So no one ever agrees upon that unless you're the biggest Twitch streamers. Because the guy that moved over here like last week, he's already almost monetized. But it's just, but the thing is, what I'm saying is, there are people that aren't doing well in YouTube, and then they just move over to Instagram and they hit it out of the park in 6 months. You have to find what works well for your content. And so it does make sense to try different platforms. But being that we're here and this is already where we started and where I wanted to be, this is what I'm talking about, But you can use Instagram, as little catch basins with people and to keep in contact with people and to expand your YouTube. So
I
find it's the most
some of
effective
the big ones like Dan, I see Zan, obviously Ken, there's some people that are just tried and true right now.
Dan.
I haven't really dipped into it yet because again, I think it's just one of those where the right time will be when I don't feel like I'm adding something new and I'm diminishing returns. If I'm not really good at one thing enough, you don't have to be perfect. But if I'm not right there where I'm ready to capture my effort, there's no point. I feel like you guys have got to a point where you've got your bucket ready, and now sending people that way, that effort makes a little more sense. If you got some things going on, I don't know, this makes sense. It's a good model. Thank you guys for hitting the likes tonight. I appreciate it. Y'all been really lovely with the likes in the streams, and I always love that. And I saw some conversation about 101 White Dove and Jim, and I hope he's feeling okay. I didn't realize he was even sick, so I'll have to check on that. But thanks for dropping in. I appreciate that. Okay. So it's kind of what I was talking about. So I just meant your audiences, TikTok audiences, don't move over and vice versa. No, they really don't. Now, and I guess, they don't. And that's the thing, right? Like, I don't know what's better. Ken, would you say Instagram's better at funneling people and awareness into YouTube long content, or would you say where does TikTok fall? I feel like the problem with TikTok is it kind of log jams.
Depends on you.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it does kind of. I don't know enough about it. It depends on your age. But
it's the main thing. It's the main thing is these age brackets where people the younger generation are definitely TikToking. And a lot of the TikTokers have YouTube channels that they're starting, and I've noticed that too. But the thing is that these big TikTokers or these big Instagrammers, you go to their YouTube channels are tiny, a lot of them. So it's very different, but there's a reason why they're coming to YouTube and starting YouTube channels, because they realize that there's money to be made in YouTube too. I think what you got to do is find the platform that works for you and then spend the time to be good at that platform.
Yeah, find what you enjoy, go for it. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's an age thing. I'll be a conditioned use thing. We saw this in our generation with like MTV, when MTV started doing the quick cutaways, that generation, then they started doing the TV shows in that manner. And then it creeped into movies to a point now where kids now do not want to watch movies from the 80s and 90s because the pacing's too slow. And so you're seeing that in FX. And I'm not disparaging the generation. It's just what it is. And you got to wonder with TikTok how long that'll hold, how much flow you're going to see over time. Now, if it's a money thing, you'll see it. But you got to wonder from a usage standpoint, from a consumption standpoint, how much people, when people are conditioned for the quick, if moving over to YouTube is going to be something that they'll do, or it's always going to be a small dribble, but that's still a big percentage. It's such a huge number. I don't know. I'm
young TikTokers would have, I think, with that kind of mindset that you just said, it's very hard to come into a long form content and then be successful at it. There's much more involved than picking up a phone.
Yeah.
And not that it's not talented to do a TikTok thing.
No, we're not saying that.
But it's different.
It's different. So, Jim, you're right. So they're going to learn, because everybody gets older. To your point. So I found a guy on Instagram. That's all he does.
Pretty much.
He's really, really talented. It's taking his phone and making very creative, quick hits things. Now, quick hit works on short form. It gets a little old on long form. But again, it depends on what you're trying to do, because long form is really good for a little bit more details, more immersion. And sometimes you just want that, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. So it will be interesting to see how this all falls out. Now, in the end, it usually falls out that there's enough for everybody and it works out. To your point, it's so creative to take a phone and do what I see through TikTok type approach. But it is really, really hard to take that and survive in long form using that same approach in YouTube. So it will be very interesting to see how that. No, their answer, of course, is going to be, I don't care. I'm just going to use shorts on YouTube, and when that becomes a thing and makes money, maybe that's where I go, and maybe that's true. Maybe that's I can't even argue that. So Ken,
there's going to be a lot of ways.
Oh, this thing's going to shake out. Instagram is definitely better to funnel to YouTube. Yeah, that's what I figured. TikTok, not so much. I do my TikTok content much different. Yep. Yeah, they're like two sides of the same coin, maybe. But they're different. Yeah, right. Ken, you're saying everything that I see and I kind of get.
That's what I see too.
And John sees. And so I appreciate you laying that out there, because I don't have enough experience, but that's exactly how I take it down. Oh, I'm sorry, Ken. Are you old enough to remember music and MTV? Yeah, it doesn't have music anymore. Oh, my God, Jim. The Solid Gold Dancers. Oh, my God, we're going to get ourselves into some real age. I remember my parents were like, what are you watching? I'm like, Solid Gold Dancers. Like, I don't know. These women are pretty naked. I don't know if you should watch it. But the music's good.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah. Brian, this probably has to really, it rubs my sensibilities too, because I like the long form better. I can appreciate, although I'll be honest with you, a lot of the stuff, a lot of stuff I see on TikTok is just garbage. But when you see talented people do it and you really get fresh takes on it and actually have something that's well thought out, it's really cool. It's really interesting, and I like it. But of course, I'm old. I like a little, and when I say long, I'm talking 5 minutes even, but I like the long form of YouTube and the setup. But I get it. Unfortunately, they're going to change. So yeah, we're turning into squirrels. And
not that watching TikTok can be fun. I catch my wife up there, and she's with my son, and they're laughing.
I laugh too, because some of that stuff is funny. It's entertaining, and a lot
that's
of it's
what's good for it. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not. The concern that you see, if you want to be concerned, is the effect that it has, because it has an effect. It reminds me of the effect that we saw when music. Napster came out. It's going to be the best thing forever. The problem is it shaped everybody. Napster was the downfall, a lot of it, because not only did it destroy a lot of the loyalty that people had towards artists that you would immerse in going and picking out an album, CD, or whatever. You now are only picking out numbers. You dump them into a playlist, huge playlist. You didn't care about it. It was $1.99. The consumption of the music was totally different. The loyalty was different. It changed how A&R for records changed. That no longer existed. So for the real musicians really got hurt by Napster in a lot of different ways. It wasn't just one way. And then when that changed, Okay, well, here's Pandora. I love Pandora. Love Spotify, but people are not making a lot of money on Pandora and Spotify plays. So again, it's really, really tough for the average decent musicians to make. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying let's not get fooled here. It changes habits, it changes consumption, and it distances in a way the artist from the viewer. And that's the only thing that can be, when it becomes just a number and it's an easy number to pluck because it's so easy to do, it diminishes a little bit of that. It's just the way it is. And we can argue about it, and I'm okay to argue about it. I'm not saying get off my lawn. I'm just saying it is what it is. Solid Gold was just what the title says. Solid Gold. Remember those girls who come out and they're shaking their gold?
Good.
It was good. It was a little Saturday.
American Bandstand and
American
Solid
Bandstand.
Gold,
Sunday mornings with American Bandstand. So it was Soul Train was on, I think, right before. No, it was on after American Bandstand, I believe. And then Soul Train would come on. And I'd hurt myself dancing because I was so bad at it. Yeah, I've seen this too about the trends. Yeah. It's like East Coast versus like middle of America. There's always it's not as bad as it used to be in the days now with, our connection. Our fads were East Coast would put out fashions, and then next year we would get the fashions in our catalogs and catch up in the Midwest. It's not the same as much as before, but I see Stuart is here. I probably missed you earlier. Preferred drone. I don't have a drone. Do you have a drone? You have a preferred drone?
I have some cheap ones, but I don't have. DJI is the way to go, obviously, always.
Yeah.
But
I
do not.
Stuart, I don't know how I feel about it. I have friends who have drones, and then they're like, I got a drone, and I'm going to do this. And then like 6 months later, they're like, hey, do you want to buy a drone? And that's not disparaging drones. I think they just quickly are like, I don't really have a use for it.
I would love to add them to everything, but it's just like another thing right now where if you want to get better at what we have already, it's like I need to spend a lot more time on what's in front of my face. So
it's like a really augmented piece of the puzzle, right? Like if I got to a certain point, like I really want to top off what I'm doing now, I'm going to go get a drone. I think too, if I was more remote or I was maybe near the desert or areas where that would really be cool. Like here, I'm not going to fly a drone in my neighborhood. So like, I feel like that's limiting for me,
Yeah, it is for me too.
So I don't have one. If anybody has a preferred drone-y thing, let Stuart knows. And Stuart, what are you going to use it for?
DJI.
Just curious. Yeah, DJI. So what are you going to, throw it, what you use it for? Real estate companies really use those drones. Bridal guys who do bridal shower photos and videos.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to learn and be good at it and use it, but I just have not got there yet.
TikTok is really, I think TikTok's made for comedy. It's quick.
God, yeah.
The pacing, you can do it easy. You're not expected to do long content, of course. And it's just made, the way it's set up, I just feel like the editing, everything is like saying, do something funny. Sometimes you see something really cool, you know what I mean? Like, oh, wow, that's a cool art, or how you did that. But I have to say it's really made for, to me, I think it's made for comedy. Okay. And I hope that's not diminishing. I don't mean to diminish. Oh, I love this. I love that Cassie put the first episode of Solid Gold in her. I may check that out later. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've kind of gotten off track here, missed the drone. Thank you for commenting on it. Oh my God. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean the Metallica versus Napster. What's her name got into it with Spotify. They sued the hell out of him, and Napster got brought down. Napster didn't help the average musician. It helped the crappy musician, honestly, and it helped consumers. And then at the end of the day, that's what they're going to do. They're going to help consumption. I'm
just laughing because I found something that is like,
oh, really?
What is this? Is Laquita still here? Because this is cracking me up. Can you put me on full screen?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you got going on here, man?
So this is what I just found. Here I am.
YouTube Yellow Pages trivia. Is this one you did already? Are you doing something on the 14th?
No. Not that I know of. I don't know anything about it.
So what day is that? Isn't it Thursday?
Yeah, it's
Isn't it
2
your
days
day?
from now.
That's your day. That's your stream day. So what's happening here? Well, you could do. They have their stuff for the day.
I don't know.
Okay,
Well, we have to figure that out.
There might be a meeting of the minds of what's going on. Yeah, I don't know.
I just thought it was. I just was looking at like some upcoming streams, and I saw that. I was like, "Wait a second."
Yeah, if anybody
How do I
knows
not know about this.
So we got some answers to that. I know Ken says he doesn't know anything about drones. I agree with the DJ. Go with the DJI. I say that wrong every time. DJI. Yeah, that's the other issues. Drones are cool, licensed, but I still don't fly as much as I should. I know it's like people who get golf clubs. I don't golf as much as I should. You get the boat, and of course, the what do you say? The first best day of getting a boat is when you buy. The second best day is when you sell it. I'm not saying about all drones. I think if you have a real purpose for drones, you just like the idea of it. They're wonderful. I don't have a passion for drones. I see people doing drone work. I was watching the national championship game last night, by the way, in Indianapolis, Brian, in your hometown. And just watching them do the drone casting from that event, I was more interested in that than the game. It was beautiful. I love how they're doing them. I'm just, I'm doing that whole deal again where I forget about you. So I really love that. I'm like, and then I thought I would love that drone for doing some footage over my friends with the llama farm and stuff. Probably scare the hell out of the animals, but yeah, I don't know. I'm with John. I'm like, I'm so trying to figure out my other tools. I'm not quite there, but I appreciate the question. So some news channels use drones. Yeah, I mean, why would you use helicopters? The cost of firing up a helicopter is insane for a news channel. I don't even know if they have them anymore much. I'd be curious. Oh, you have a Phantom 3? I use it for fun. Son, do you use it for short films? Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, did you like it? I mean, is there a problem with the Phantom? I'm just curious. I know people have Phantoms, so Brian says the Mavic Air style drones that fold are my favorite. Okay.
Yeah, they just came out with the Mavic Air, the smaller one or something, and it's like the people love it.
Yeah. Okay. So Ken's giving me 100%. I probably on the comedic value of how it's that format. I'm assuming it's about that format. Because I got behind. I apologize. Who knows? If I'm wrong about that, just yell at me. I get behind. Sorry. Yes, I would like to fly a drone over Kettle Moraine, though. Do it in the fall. Would be beautiful. Kettle Moraine is just a gorgeous area here. Hilly, beautiful. You know what? Let me know. I'll go up with you. I'll man your drink while you put up the drone. We'll have a good day. I'll bring my cowboy hat. I'll film you doing the drone. That'd be a good time, man. I can't wait. I think that'd be a hell of a lot of fun, actually. And I love Kettle Moraine. So, brother, it's going to happen. I'll buy you the beers and the brats, and we'll go hang out and picnic. If John was here, we'd get a picnic like Yogi Bear, and all we would have is brats made in beer, grilled, then beer, and then we go out and we have a good time and we try to film something. Yeah, you got it. All right, kids. I'm going to get John to bed. And, yeah, you have to get a drone first. Go out and buy a drone, brother. I got the easy part. I'm making the brats. Cheap. I got a meat guy right up the road here. We'll get some brats going. Sounds wonderful. And anybody else who wants to join, anybody, I would love to. We'll host you. We'll have absolutely a good time with you. So, John, I appreciate it, man. I don't know how you made it 2 hours. It's got to be. I know you've not felt well, but you made it. I appreciate it. It's kind of a light night all the way around with everybody. But I thank you, everybody, for stopping in. You still boil brats and spotted cow? Yeah. Come on, man. That's an excellent choice. Oh, you're such a great Wisconsinite. Yeah, you'll get back here. You tell me when you get back, we'll do it up. Would you guys do that? That would be so cool. Now, are you talking about me doing the brats and the picnic and doing the drone? Absolutely.
The brats.
The brats. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight and hanging with us on a chill night. And John, I want you to go when you're done here in a minute. And I want you to go to bed, lay down. Do you have a bottle warmer for the bed? And do you have a process? No. You have you don't have a butler who does the bottle warmer like in the old days in the UK?
My wife uses a rice sock. Ever use one of those?
I've never used one of those. Does that work well?
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah, it works
rice
really well.
sock? So it's just one of those things you put in a microwave, heat it up,
Yeah.
Like one of those deals.
Yeah,
Okay,
you get
yeah.
an old sock and you throw some rice in there. You heat that up. You could heat it over, multiple times, and
Oh, you're talking about a real
costs
sock with real
almost
rice in
nothing.
it? Is that true?
Yeah, that's the way you do it.
I thought it was like a brand or something. What the hell's going on, man?
No, rice sock. It works great.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna try. Like white
Yippers.
rice. You just throw white rice in a sock. It's like some Amish thing. What's going on over there? What? Your wife is so smart.
I don't know.
You married up, bro.
She does a lot of great stuff.
Yeah,
She knows a lot of stuff.
I love that. Brian, it was a great stream, great content. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for saying so. I appreciate it. You guys made everything great. Ken, thanks for coming in and dropping all that fun stuff. White Dove, you make corn bags?
Nice seeing
Corn
you
bags
guys.
would work. It was so great
All
seeing
you
you,
guys.
White Dove. All you guys, Ken, Mommy Lala, we'll see you soon. I know we got some videos to make for you. Jim, as always, man, you're the man. I appreciate it. Can't say enough for Cashew to come here and wrangle the creatures of YouTube and keep them in line, although they keep themselves in line pretty well, John, don't you think? And they're wonderful
They do.
people. I love the laughs. I love the information. Thank you for helping me get through my demo, everybody. And John, I was a little nervous about it because it was got a little deeper than
Yeah,
I
you did a good job.
so thank you. I appreciate that. I was nervous.
I'm actually glad that when you mentioned the name of the app, that was the one that I was interested in. So that's even awesome.
There's so many, right? And
Yeah, but that one's known to be well. So
it is. And so
you picked the best one.
I did. And the Teleprompter Pro, which I know Aaron, I tried it. It didn't have voice activation, and it was a fine. I had no complaints with it. But when
Right.
I got into this one, I'm like, you're speaking to me now, and I'm glad that you're making me feel better about the choice. And White Dove needs better lighting, like John and Jay. Well, you know what? When she's ready, we would absolutely love to help nibble away at the lighting. I have to go double check her lighting, but I always think I need better light. My next light, I got to get the light you have, the Amaran. Get on that. Do you think the 60 would do me though for now? I mean, given the prices, I don't know that I need 100 right now. I think I could go with the 60.
Yeah, the same price though.
Well, that just is annoying to me. I don't want to be the price
No,
because I don't want
one has got battery power and one doesn't.
Oh, that's right. So
So
they end up making the same price. Ooh.
Yeah, so I got
battery.
160 and then two 100s.
I don't really need a
because that
battery
was just
right
made
now.
sense.
Who's got the battery? Which one runs the battery? The 100 or the 60?
The 60, but I can't get this. The 60's back ordered, so I have it ordered. It's just going to take weeks.
So I can't even get the 60 anyway. I'd have to probably go for the 100 and just suck it up.
Yeah.
I don't
Is
need
the
the
100
batteries
still
right now.
on sale? You better buy that. Use my link for God's
I
sake.
bought the in the box over there is the softbox thing, the umbrella thing. What do they call that? What's the
Oh
official
yeah,
term?
the angler. Yeah,
Yeah, I got that.
the
It's-
boom box.
Thank
the
you.
boom box.
It's
You
sitting
got
right
them,
here. It's waiting for a light. Send me your
Did you
light.
get two?
No, I didn't get two.
Oh God.
I know, man, but it's a money thing. I'm trying to work on things. It's like oh, I know.
I know. Well,
I know. I'm going to
just gonna
suffer
say,
down the road. I'll
it's-
suffer.
It's a
All right. Make me feel better.
outstanding deal.
Well, yeah. You know what? 101. We should head over to 101. I'll do that, and I don't want to push, but you know what? Well, maybe I can give 101 a little lighting tips. And he's such a good guy, and I really like what he's doing over there. And so, if I can give them anything and information, you tell 101, I'll spend time and anytime give information out. So that's a lovely community over there. Oh, Jim, thank you, man. That's sweet. John and Jay know what they're doing. Oh my gosh, that makes you yes. Check out that Amaranth.
Thanks.
That's really great lighting. That's a lovely compliment. I always get it. I always blush when people say that. But you know what, Mommy, it was great to see you. And I'm the same though. Don't feel I've missed some of your streams lately too. Same reason. But as things uncork and we get moving, I want to get back to my loyal, fun people. And there's some new people that have their own streams, and we can only spread
things
ourselves
have
so
been
thin.
crazy.
Huh?
Yeah, things are crazy. At the end of the year, the holidays, work's
tough.
been busy.
End of the
I was
year,
like,
New
I was
Year,
in
you're
and
sick.
out of New York like multiple times a week.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's the New Year started out really well. It's really, really busy, but I'm really glad to see everybody here. And Jim,
Yeah, me too.
this will be a great one to head out on. You'll like this one. I'm here because I like the people here and the host. And you know what? I love all you guys really. And John, Cashew, everybody that's
Thank you.
involved, and you all building a community. It's not easy, even smaller communities, but I'll take a smaller, fun, laughing, courteous, compassionate community any day over some massive community that has no soul. For me, that's just me, and that's fine. I don't. If other people don't care, I don't care. That's you be you. That's great. But I love that. And
Exactly.
thank you. This was a lovely evening to kind of sit with a tea and chill and get through. John, you're going to let us know as Thursday if you're going to, stream. You'll probably play day by day, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm playing it by ear.
Yeah, that makes sense. I understand that. It is hard to catch everybody's streams. I want to catch everybody's streams, and I'll get back to being a little bit more out there in February. But John, go get some sleep. We'll talk. And everybody else, thank you again. Thank you so much for stopping. It means the world to us. We will see all of you. Well, we'll see you sometime. I will be here next Tuesday. John will let us know about Thursday. Go out and support everybody. I'll jump into your streams as best I can. Of course, I love all of it. And John, we'll see you on the other side, my brother. Talk to you soon.
You got it.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Wanna get you all alone with the